Another verse, another one out of John. This is the 4th chapter of John, 4th John 34. This is very important because let me preface this as by letting you guys know that our Messiah was sitting out at a well talking to people that normally Hebrew people didn't talk to, right? They were outside of the Yahudi, and it was a woman at the well, and our Messiah was talking to her, and he says, why don't you fetch me some water? And then he gets into about him being a well of water or a water drink that you will never be thirsty with. And she didn't understand this. And at the moment, all of his Talmudian, all of the followers of the Messiah were gone. They were out buying food. And there's something very important here. And I'm trying to make these points and make these points unto you that it's almost insanity to believe how the Christian religion believes. And again, this is not a crush on the Christian religion. They're very good people. Unfortunately, they are going to be told to depart from our Messiah because they do works of iniquity. So his Talmudian just come back, and verse 34 says here, Yahushua said unto them, my food is to do the will of him that sent me and to finish his work. Okay, guys, are you guys clear with this? If Yahushua, Jesus the Christ, was Yahuwah, right? If he was God, why would he say it in a sense like this? My food is to do the will of him that sent me. If he was he that sent him, he would say, my food is to do the will of myself. You should be doing what I am telling you to do. But he doesn't. He says it as a son, right? And so the Talmudian could not finish this up. They couldn't figure this whole thing out. They weren't sure what he's talking about. And guys, the will of him that sent me is the Torah. The will of him that sent me. That is the Torah. So guys, when we are talking about is our Messiah the same as our Creator, it's without a shadow of a doubt. I don't even have to go very far into John. And if I start just going through the New Testament, it's very, very, very clear. But what I have that most people don't is that I read my Bible, and I read it over and over and over. And that is what we are supposed to do. We are supposed to read our Bibles over and over and over. And then over again, right? You run through it, then you run through it again, you run through it. It should be a lifestyle. Bible reading, scripture reading is a lifestyle. And if you are into scripture reading, you are going to know the will of our Creator. And all of this will make a lot of sense, right? And coming from the Christian religion, it is very confusing. It is very, very, very confusing. I mean, we are told that the laws of God are on the cross and they don't apply to us anymore, and that they're bondage. They're too much for us to deal with. And it's a new way. That God created a new way that these certain people, a word that isn't even in the Bible, Christians, our Messiah never once said, I want you to create a religion based on this. He is always out doing what his Father wanted him to do, the will of his Father. If you love me, keep my commandments. And that's not just two of the greatest commandments, it's all of it. And the greatest of the commandment was to love God with all your heart, mind, and soul. And folks, can we honestly look at ourselves and say that if we don't even know the laws of God, or we have put them on the tree, is that really loving our Creator? How do you love somebody if you abhor their words? If my kids didn't do anything that I told them to do, I would think that they probably hated me. If I tell them to do something and they don't do it, at some level, it's extremely disrespectful and it's breaking commandments. All of it is, right? The same goes for all of us, right? The will of the Creator is that we keep his laws, statutes, and commands until all time, until heaven and earth passes away. And I'll tell you when it's going to pass away. Not until one jot or one tittle of it will pass away till the end of time, right? You will never, ever have the Torah disappear because it was before creation. It's always been. It's been with our Creator. How long has it been? I don't know. But it has been around long before we were ever created. Guys, Yahuwah is one. Yahushua is one. Two separate entities. Much love. I'm out.